parents, family, alumni, faculty and staff, and most importantly, graduates of the class of 2015 to our inaugural graduation in our brand new space this morning. As I stand here today on my last day, my obvious good fortune of leaving campus alongside this remarkable group of young people behind me is striking. I am thrilled that I am in such fine company as we are here together, separated perhaps by a few years in age, but significantly similar in our perspective on your graduation day. Whether you are peeking ahead at high school or taking the adult version of that same challenge, it is stunning how many of the same thoughts and conclusions come to mind. As you will hear from our graduates, there is nothing like departure to put a fine point on what is truly important. At rare moments like these, when we come together to stop and take stock of things, I invite us all to soak up all that today offers. Turn off your phones, let the distractions of the outside world wait. Suspend your cynicism and allow yourself to be vulnerable to the significance of this moment, just as our graduates are doing today. So in addition to the wisdom that we adults will offer the graduates, I am also eager to learn from you today. To grab hold of the wisdom you possess, as you will articulate later in this ceremony, to take time to appreciate how fortunate our lives have been, to appreciate the great friendships you have crafted, to appreciate trust and who has come through for you, to appreciate your own mistakes for what they are, missteps that deserve a bit of reflection, to revel in the possibilities of what the future might hold for you, to reflect on the elements of your future that you can control and find comfort in those elements that are out of your control. To appreciate the accomplishments that have come from your persistence, and also to appreciate the good fortune and accomplishments that have come your way out of no discernible effort on your part. To be accountable for the not so great efforts and what came from them as well. To sharpen the perceptions needed to seek out mentors, good friends, and the sources of good advice from an increasingly wider pool of people. So I encourage the graduates and all of us assembled here to fully embrace the reflections and wisdom offered today and to carry them with you in the same vital way our graduates will in the coming months and years. We are thankful to be here one last time as this version of the Emerson School community, and we now look forward to celebrating this great day. Thank you. It is my pleasure now to introduce the Chair of the Board of Trustees, Glenn Barba.
Jerry, first of all, thank you for your leadership and for the opportunity at this wonderful event today. Also, Jerry, or as our class of 2015 knows you, Mr. Lowen, thank you for the last 6 years of hard work, commitment, and dedication to the success of Emerson. I know for a fact that you've made a long-lasting impact on your leadership team, the faculty, the students, and the Ann Arbor community. And Chair, I have personally enjoyed working with you this past 12 months. We all wish you and Kate the best of luck in the next stage of your career. Today, I have the privilege of representing the Emerson School Board of Trustees, a group of members who are charged with addressing policy and strategic issues to ensure the continued prosperity of the school for the long run. And under the theme of long-term prosperity, our board would like to acknowledge many of you here today, and many of you who are not here today, for your generosity and commitment to Emerson, which enabled us to build this building, essentially completing Emerson's campus. Like so many who came before you, your participation will leave a legacy for future Emerson generations. Graduates, class of 2015, Congratulations on completing middle school this year, the latest chapter in your academic careers. You will find this coming fall that you have been well prepared for high school. In that light, I have 3 suggestions for you to consider as you enjoy your summer and start 9th grade in the fall. First, be grateful. Thank your families, thank your friends, and later today, in a quiet moment, give them a hug. You are all luckier than probably 90% of the kids finishing middle school in the U.S. this year. Second, be humble. It's been a privilege for you to attend a school as outstanding as Emerson. And because of the foundation that you, your parents, and your teachers have built, you will all be better at what you try than many of your peers. Use your talents to understand and to serve others. Finally, be confident. You've worked hard on independent research projects, term papers, foreign language study, and the performing arts. You've actually accomplished more than most middle schoolers who are also graduating this year. Go to high school with a quiet confidence, knowing you are well positioned for success. Emerson School Class of 2015, congratulations on your graduation today, and I wish you all the best of luck in your future endeavors.
Speaker has likely attended 23 of these graduations, and we are thrilled to hear one last time from Pat Petit, who is retiring from Emerson after 23 years of dedicated and inspired service to the school, to her colleagues, to the students, and to the evolution of our middle school as it exists today. So would you please welcome Pat Petit.
Thank you. I guess I can leave now, right? Okay. I guess it's appropriate that I give the commencement address. You all are leaving, so am I. You may just be a little bit excited by all the new opportunities, a bit sad about leaving Emerson, a bit nervous about future expectations and well, I am too. You at least know what you're going to be doing next year. You're going to be going to high school. I don't know what I'm going to be doing next year. Of course, my son and my daughter-in-law have a good idea. My husband has encouraged me to do research in Antarctica. I don't know what's that about. I have no idea. What I do know, however, is I know to expect change. What I also know is that you have the smarts and the parents, teachers, and friends to face these changes. I have every confidence you will make the wise choices needed to become mature, successful adults. You represent the next generation, and as such will face some problems that previous generations have never faced. There is global population explosion, impending research scarcity, environmental degradation, and rapid climate change, which will impact your generation. Whew. Am I depressed? Worried? Actually, no. Because I see you, the future makers and shakers, with your smarts and abilities and cooperative problem solving up to those challenges. And I hope that you will see these problems, as challenges, and that many of you will elect to participate in solving them in government, in education, in industry, and in labs all over the country and even the world. However, problem solving, whether for your individual needs or those of society, takes more than just knowledge, smarts, and cooperation. Also takes creativity. How do you teach for creativity? How do you learn creativity? I have no idea. But what I think I know is that our brains are designed for creative thinking, but it has to be nurtured. How do you do that? Well, creativity seems to come from deep within our subconscious during times of quiet and rest, boredom, or daydreaming. Daydreaming, there it is. Nikola Tesla envisioned the alternating electric motor while on a solitary walk in the woods one morning. His brain was allowed to expand. All of our present technology, while seeming to connect us and inform us, in many ways isolates us and us from experiencing the natural world upon which we are dependent and from which our creativity often flows. Our own fascination with constant connectivity fills our brains with constant chatter, hindering that creative spark. So, for the sake of our mutual future, I hope that you will find time, all of you will find time, to disconnect from those addicting electronic distractions and experience the world and nature as it was meant to be. So, class of 2015, employ all those gifts which you have in abundance: intelligence, desire to learn, and inquisitiveness, but please develop and cultivate your creative style, your creative side. I believe that I chose your class wisely when I assigned the future project. You did an excellent job of cooperative creativity on this very challenging. So, class of 2015, it is your world now. I have every confidence that you will take good care of it. So, goodbye and good luck.
It is now my pleasure to introduce the first of today's student speakers, Delenn Bauer.
We are the class of many firsts. We were the first class to go through all the grades in the new K2 wing. We were the first class to have a bigger class size beginning in 4th grade. We also were the class that didn't have homework until 3rd grade. It is almost as if we were guinea pigs. We have been the grade that has been the first for many things. I've been at Emerson for 9 years. That is most of my life. Thinking of the lower school brings back great memories. In 1st grade, I remember doing the coral reef project and learning a lot about clownfish. We also compared our height to the height of different penguins. I remember how in 3rd grade we did what stayed in my writing pieces. We went on many field trips in 5th grade, such as the Parade Factory, Motown, and the Jiffy Muffin Factory, where we got a free box of muffins. I remember thinking that the middle schoolers were giants, but before we knew it, we were middle schoolers ourselves. During my time in middle school, I've learned so much. Emerson has greatly prepared me for high school. All the teachers teach their subjects well, and you can easily talk to them. I would have never expected to have to apply for a job by writing a cover letter, a resume, and having a job interview. Probably one of the most fun days in middle school was when we reenacted trench warfare. The math and science programs, as well as Science Olympiad and math counts at Emerson, are phenomenal. I've probably learned just as much in Science Olympiad as in our normal science classes. Thank you to all my teachers over the years. You've instilled a great love of learning in me that continues today. To my friends, I want to thank you for being there whenever I need help, making me laugh, and just being you. I could have never wished for better friends than you. As we move into the future, I hope we will always remember our time at Emerson. I hope Emerson will continue to thrive as a wonderful school, and I hope we'll all be happy and successful with whatever we do in the future. Thank you, Mom and Dad, for sending me to Emerson. Now I'd like to introduce my friend Mira Bagat.
Hello and good Good morning. I'm so glad that I'm one of the first to speak. This way I have your attention. Let me begin by saying what an amazing 9 years at Emerson. My time at Emerson has filled my life with countless and unforgettable memories, and I'm so lucky to have been a part of so many things. One of my most vivid memories at Emerson was studying the coral reef in first grade. I was assigned to study the parrotfish with my partner, who was one of my closest friends and who is still one of my closest friends today. I remember that when we walked to our specials, we always held our breath when passing through the hallway decorated as the coral reef, as if we were really underwater. Lastly, I felt so grown up when it was time to present my 3 facts about the parrotfish in front of all of the parents and my classmates. That was one of my best memories in the lower school. In the middle school, I was fortunate enough to be a part of many other memorable times. For example, in 6th grade, it was everybody's first year of middle school and we were still all getting to know each other. We quickly bonded over our class favorite recess game, Gaga Ball, and Kit's impersonation of a pregnant woman on the Mayflower. In 7th grade, during the DC trip, I will never forget racing to be the first to find the Michigan pillar in the wall and the mistake in the Lincoln Memorial. Lastly, in 8th grade, we went to Florida for our class trip. Snorkeling was so much fun, and I especially enjoyed watching my friend freak out every time she saw a fish. Playing sand volleyball every night was another highlight as well. Those are just some of the amazing times that I have had as an Emerson student. The only things that I would like to acknowledge. I would also like to thank many people for guiding and supporting me throughout my time at Emerson. I want to thank my family and my parents for sending me to Emerson from day one. It has been the best experience of my entire life. I want to thank my fantastic, friendly, and fun 2nd graders in my Big Brother, Big Sisters class who inspire me every day to enjoy life and be creative. It has been a privilege to meet and work with such an amazing class, and I can't wait to come back and visit them. I want to thank every single one of my teachers for being so kind, caring, and confident in me. All of you have added a piece to the mosaic of who I am today and have shaped me into the best person that I can be. Lastly, I want to give a big thanks to all of my classmates who have become my best friends and my second family. I love you all, and I could not have asked for a better group of people to grow up with. Leaving Emerson and changing schools for the first time is going to be hard for me, but I know that with all the knowledge and life lessons I've learned throughout my career as an Emerson student, I'll be prepared for whatever challenges fly at me. And as Ralph Waldo Emerson would say, dare to live the life you have dreamed for yourself. Go forward and make your dreams come true. Thank you. I would now like to introduce my friend, Raleigh Caswell.
Good morning, friends, teachers, and families. For the record, I'd like to say that I don't really like graduation. It's so long sitting here having to listen to an hour of speeches. They're really long. Well, I have news. This is only the start of my speech. I first came to Emerson in kindergarten, and I have had great teachers and okay teachers, but never a teacher I did not like after I had them. Looking back at my life at Emerson, the scope of the opportunities that this school provides me. This school is one of a kind, and carry a special meaning to me, and I'm sure it will carry a special meaning for the entire class of 2015. While I've been here at Emerson, Emerson has changed day by day. Students have grown up, and teachers have shrank. Buildings have been built and destroyed, like the library and the portable. But most of all, I'd like to say that we've all become more knowledgeable. And knowledge is power. And Emerson has turned us all into bright, successful young men and women. So I implore every student to appreciate that your parents send you to school here and take time to care, or pretend to care, about every math test and art project you've ever done. Ralph Waldo Emerson said the reward of having a thing done is having it done. And that is precisely how I feel about graduation today in the new space with my teachers, friends, and family. And I'd just like to add one more thing. Everybody here in this class, I'm sure, is going to be extremely successful. I do not see a single person that will grow up to be a McDonald's assistant manager here. If for some reason anybody is, I will give you my cell phone number if you need to make bail. Thank you. I'd now like to introduce Isabel Crum.
Time.
something that never stops, always ongoing and running from us. My time at Emerson went by quickly. 5 years, 60 months, 260 weeks, 1,820 days, 43,680 hours, 2,620,800 minutes, and roughly a gazillion selfies later, to be exact. My path at Emerson started with a smaller girl, frightened and shy to make new friends, and start a new life at a new place. And it only took me 5 seconds of bravery to walk up to a new face and start a conversation. It's only that first leap that can throw you off balance at the beginning, so imagine what you can do with 10 or 20 seconds of bravery. It only takes 5 seconds, and you can do anything. Time transformed me into who I am today. Without time, I would have stopped, frozen in the past, and never would have known all the possibilities for me and all the wonderful people I would have met on the way. Time keeps me going. It keeps all of us going. But it is the people who we meet along the way who push us in the right direction. At Emerson, I've run into the most wonderful and supportive people that I will really miss, but we all must continue our paths called life. Time is a free force. It does not wait for anyone. We have to think ahead and enjoy the time that we are given, because time flies and never returns. If you waste time, time wastes you. At Emerson, not a second has gone by where I wish I was somewhere else. I enjoyed every minute here at this school, and I have learned so much, and I hope to remember it all. I would like to thank the teachers for all the knowledge that I was able to absorb. I enjoyed going to school and learning, something I didn't even know I was capable of enjoying. And I would especially like to thank Tim, my science teacher, for spending so much time after school brainstorming with me. Because of you, my inexpensive water filtration system has grown from just a small idea into a small model, and I really hope to take it to the next level. Next, I would like to thank my fellow colleagues for an amazing experience at Emerson and for helping me create so many fun, loving, and a few silly memories. Sadly, time pushes us along, faster and faster, and soon we will be giving a graduation speech for high school. I have really enjoyed the time that I have spent with all of you, and you have all motivated me to be who I am and pushed me into the right direction of continuing life. But the time comes again, and now we will all have to choose our new paths apart from each other. But thankfully, we are all going into high school as strong, happy, and smart people, and we should be grateful for that. I would also like to thank my sister Evelyn and my brother Philip for always making me laugh and supporting me. Since you both have at least one more year to go, make the most of it and don't let it slip away too quickly. It's a lot of fun. I'm now handing off the torch for you guys to finish off strong. My last thank you goes to my parents. Mom, Dad, thank you. Thank you for everything you have done, and thank you for the time you have provided for me in your lives. That is the best gift you have provided. Every second, I am thankful to have you as parents. Yes, time is a present. That's why this moment right now is called the present. You always have something to open up and new decisions to make. Thank you, Mom and Dad, for giving me part of that eternal gift. Thank you. I would now like to introduce my friend, Rainey Jo Evans.
I have been at Emerson for 8 years, and it's gone by like a really long car trip. While you're in the car and on the trip, it seems like it's taking forever. But suddenly, poof, it's over. And when you look back, it went by way too fast. My trip started with putting my stuff away in my red locker and walking into Jennifer's class, even though I was super scared. And it was great. From the estimation jar to Penguin Week, it was a great start to my Emerson career. And so went the years, traveling from Jennifer's class to Barb's class to Miss Swiss's class to Mrs. Kime's class. But then came middle school, which was again scary, new, and adventurous. But I've learned so much more from my years here at Emerson than just equations and words. I've learned how to face challenging things every day and to not be afraid of new experiences. I will have to remember everything I learned as I leave Emerson and continue on towards the daunting thought of high school. But I'm ready, and I have to thank people for teaching me these things. So thank you to my classmates, my friends, who helped me realize that I'm not the only person facing challenges and that I'm supported. Teachers and my coaches for answering my questions, helping me, giving me the tools to help myself, and helping me improve every day. Thank you to my brother who puts obstacles in my way but always loves me. Thank you to my horse, my dogs, my rabbits, and the rest of the animals and friends who have shown me the path that I want to walk as I grow up and helped me cope with loss and loved me till the end. Thank you to my friends who are an endless source of fun and who deal with all the crazy sleepovers and messy parties. And finally, thank you to my own parents for making this experience possible, for driving to everything, taking care of me, and everything else. Thank you. I know it will be hard not to see everyone every day, but we all need to continue growing, and I hope you will remember each other and all the jokes, stories, and good times we've had. And finally, I will leave you with a quote. Moving on is a simple thing. What it leaves behind is hard. Now I'd like to introduce my friend, Lily Gilman.
Hello and good morning. I'm not gonna lie, I'm absolutely talking to you today, which may be related to my inability to organize my thoughts properly and to talk to large audiences. But that's beside the point. About 3 years ago, I was trying to make a decision about where to go to middle school. When I visited Emerson, I remember that someone told me it was full of really fantastic people. When I first started Emerson, I disagreed with that statement. But looking back on the past 3 years, I've come to realize whoever said that to me was really quite right. I am so lucky to know such a diverse mix of people and to have made a few really close friends along the way. On my first day at Emerson, I was completely freaked out. I didn't know what people would think of me, how to dress, or what to say to anyone. But as the year went along, I realized that first day didn't matter because I made some really close friends. Also, the experience I've had at Emerson wouldn't have been as wonderful without the teachers here. I cannot stress enough how great the teachers are. Besides from being great at their jobs, they are great people too. They care about everyone as an individual and will always want to help you. They are wonderful, kind, and caring people, and I'm so lucky to know them and to have been in their classes. Even though I've only been here for 3 years, it's changed in so many ways. The people, the memories I've created and shared with them, not to mention the education, which is thanks, Mom and Dad. But most importantly, I've changed as a person. I am no longer the clueless 6th grader I used to be. I'm a better me now than I started Emerson. I've grown up, school, and beyond. I just want to thank everyone who has been a part of the past few years, especially Bridget Temberlin. Thank you for making me who I am today. Thank you. I would now like to introduce my friend and fellow graduate, Omar Hassan.
Mr. Lowen, Emerson staff, teachers, parents, students, and my fellow graduates. Welcome to the end, the final chapter, the last hurrah. Now, who begins a speech with the end? Unless you're reading To Kill a Mockingbird or watching the movie Memento, it's a bit unusual to start with the end. But let me tell you why the end is so important and why bringing up the rear has shaped me into the person I am today. I have had a special and unusual perspective as I have followed 3 siblings here at Emerson. Nothing surprised me by the time I came, though. I knew all the familiar faces: Linda, Lenny, Senora Lopez, Victoria, Mrs. Borton, and Tim, just to name a few, well before taking any classes with them. To them, Hassan. However, I am the last of the Hassans to walk these halls as a student. I had the opportunity to watch and learn. My siblings were role models to me of how to be academically, athletically, socially, and as a leader. But being at the end of a long line of successful people does not mean simply following in their footsteps, following in their footsteps of others. It means you get to learn from and build upon what others have done, and push yourself to be better than those before you. This opportunity to do this has transformed me, and I hope my recent overtaking of my brother on the basketball court is a sign of future success in other areas. Being at the end of an Emerson family has been impactful in other ways as well. While I have been attending Emerson for 9 years, I've been attending curbside for my entire 14-year-long life. I built friendships at Emerson well before starting school here. I attended many art music nights, basketball, and other athletic games, science fairs, and theater performances with several of my classmates, and as we watched our siblings perform here. Together, we have been able to finally participate in these activities ourselves. There are several of us in this graduating class of 2015 whose families will be ending their time here at Emerson. While the end of Emerson is upon us, this day marks the beginning of something new for all of us. We have all learned a great deal along the way. We will transition from being the wisest, oldest, and coolest here at Emerson to being the youngest, most naive, and least familiar of our high school peers. We are on the final page of Volume 1, and in Volume 2 we will find new challenges, academic, social, and extracurricular ones. And we will each begin new adventures looking to change the world in our own ways. But here at Emerson, graduation day marks the end of the road for all of us. This momentous year also marks the end of Mr. Emerson. We have all appreciated his incredible work and spirit while here, and we wish him well in his future endeavors. I'm grateful to my friends for making Emerson the incredible experience that it was. We will always stay in touch. To my teachers and staff, thank you for all the time you have spent teaching and looking after me while here at school. And last but not least, I wish to thank my parents, my brother and my sisters, my trailblazers, who have provided unending encouragement, guidance, and the foundation to keep building. The end. Thank you. I would now like to introduce my friend Shirdi Lakshman.
Hi everyone. My time here has completely flown by. I've only been here for 3 years, but I've made so many beautiful memories. I look back on times of happiness and laughter, and I look back on times of sadness and tears. And I wouldn't trade my experience here for the world. I remember listening to the graduation speeches and wondering what it would be like to be up here. Now here I am. In 7th grade, I walked into my science class and saw a blackboard covered in notes from alumni. One of them that resonated with me was this one. Treasure every moment. This class, these people, it goes by too fast. I didn't understand what it meant at the time. All I could think was, why would someone put that on a chalkboard? But now I do understand. These last few weeks have been tough. Finals, but even beyond that, there were all these goodbyes and last times. I'm now realizing how much I'm going to miss this class and the family we have created, but I know great things lie in store for all of us. I can't wait to see you guys in 10 years and see what we have accomplished. Thank you. Next up, my friend John Lesinski.
Hi, I started Emerson in 5th grade. I moved from Hazley Elementary. Most people would say moving to a new school is one of the hardest decisions to make. I don't even remember saying I wanted to go to Emerson, but it was the right choice, whoever made it. I started in Connie's class, and that was the best. We went on field trips and we played with Sculpey. My favorite part about Connie's class was her field trip to Howell, where the whole class ziplined. Then came middle school, and Dr. Flaherty, the 6th grade pre-algebra teacher. She talked so fast and did math at the speed of a bullet. As the year progressed, I was able to comprehend the supersonic speed of Dr. Flaherty's math and learn pre-algebra. Social studies teacher was great. For the whole first trimester, we worked on what to do if there was a zombie apocalypse. We built maps, talked where to live, how to get food, and how to protect ourselves. I would like to thank Kit and Dr. Flaherty for making my first year in middle school great. Now on to 7th grade. Mr. Zimmer and Beth were the 2 teachers that made the most difference. They helped me with my homework, my grades, and keeping everything in check. I would like to thank Mr. Zimmer and Beth. Now, at the end of 7th grade, we went to Washington, D.C., and that was amazing. I could be with my friends, go into monuments, and my independence was awesome. I also liked the bus ride. Although it was long and boring, the 10 hours of movies was fun. In 8th grade, it was the best. We made a high-altitude weather balloon that had GoPros, experiments, and GPSs in it. We were able to track the balloon and see the footage. At the end of 8th grade, we went to the Florida Keys, and everyone snorkeled, and I scuba dived, and saw an 800-pound Goliath grouper. My 4 years at Emerson were amazing, and I would like to thank my parents for letting me go here and helping me with school, my brothers for driving, for making these years wonderful. I would now like to introduce my friend, Mobeen Mezlumian.
Hello. I am about to present to you my graduation speech. So I came to Emerson in 5th grade, which means that I've been here for 4 years. And every year I remember sitting down and having to listen to everyone else's graduation speech. It wasn't very fun. Now it's my turn to take this opportunity to do the same to you. So last year it finally hit me that in 1 year's time, it'll be me standing up here shaking, giving the graduation speech. But I decided to give one anyway. About 4 years ago, I was about given the opportunity which most people, thanks to Jerry Lowen. The first time I saw him, he towered above me and firmly shook my hand, which has never felt the same since. After the entrance testing, Emerson let me in the following year, and as soon as I found out, I told everyone at my school. Emerson has given me new things to learn. The ride has been incredibly sweet, but just as short. It's no surprise how fast the 4 years flew by. Everyone tells you to appreciate while you have it. One day will come to you, we realize that it's now over, and this day haunts all of us with missed opportunities. But this day has never came. The opportunities that Emerson gave me were miracles. Ever since I walked in the building, everything Emerson had to offer is an opportunity for us all to change. The building STEAM campaign, our lunchroom, the amazing field trips and camps, the opportunities Emerson offers can or cannot be appreciated, utilized or not be used wisely. It's up to you to make an opportunity reach its full potential, the tool's greatest use. Everyone in the school, the teachers, students, made my time here some of the best of my life. I thank everyone here at school, bid the 8th graders farewell, and always remember what Emerson has done to you. I hope everyone here can try to make every small opportunity their own miracles. I'd now like to introduce my friend, Jessica Norris.
Hello, my name is Jessica Norris, and I have been at this school for 9 years. I find it hard to believe that I'm really leaving this place, this building, and these 9 years in one place is a good amount of time for anyone. When you're 14, it is more than half of your life. Emerson has become my second home, and like any home, it is not perfect, but it is special. In these 9 years, I have learned a lot. Obviously, since this is a school, I have learned many things academically. Everything from how to read to how to factor perfect square trinomials. The teachers here know their material that they teach. They encouraged me to embrace learning. My attitude has always been, I am ready, teach me something, which they always did. I was even able to like math in middle school. That is a testament to how good the teachers are. But what makes Emerson special is not the mathematical equations written on whiteboards, nor is it the books in the library or the prehistoric computers we learned to type on. What makes Emerson special is the people who pass through its halls and breathe its air. In these 9 years, I have met some wonderful people, some really loyal people, some really interesting people, some really kooky, hilarious, goofy people, and some people who taught me how to be patient. All of these people have taught me something useful. I made some truly special friends here. Even if I don't stay in contact with all of them for the rest of my life, I will always remember them. And with unique people come memories. I have tons of memories from across my time here. There's one particular memory I would like to share with you. I was probably in 2nd or 3rd grade, and this probably happened in spring. I was in aftercare, where I've spent most of my life, and I was outside, swinging on the black swings. Beautiful day. The sky was blue, and the clouds were white and puffy. I remember thinking, this is perfect. I couldn't really be happier. Maybe this sounds like an insignificant memory, but to me it symbolizes how much Emerson has become my home. Birds eventually leave their nests to fly among the clouds, as I must leave Emerson to spread my wings in a new school. But Emerson has prepared me for whatever challenges I will face. Thank you for the people, the knowledge, and the memories, good and bad. Thank you. I would now like to introduce my good friend, Annika Olson.
I've gone to school at Emerson for 8 years, and I'm only 14. That means that this school has been a part of my life for over half of my life. Not only has Emerson been with me for a long time, but also the people who have been here. A large portion of this year's graduating class have been here for 8 or 9 years, but there are also a few that have come to the middle school this year, last year, or even the year before that. Some of us have been friends for years, since 1st grade, or maybe we've been friends for 1 year. But the important thing is that we are friends. Emerson is a fairly small school, so that means that every year we have the chance to interact and form relationships with all of our fellow students. Everyone in this class can look around and name every one of their classmates, first name and last name. Most kids don't have that opportunity. Most kids can go through their entire school lives without knowing half the people in their grade. Some of us can even name the students in grades below us, and some of us have friends scattered through all the grades, even in lower school. And that's what makes the sense of community at Emerson so great. However, the middle school community isn't just made up of students, it's also made up of teachers. All the teachers in this school have done so much for all their students, and most of us don't even realize it. While some teachers may have favorites or students that they don't like so much, they're always trying to be helpful and supportive. Without teachers, a school would just be a building, and a student would just be a kid. Graduation is a time to thank people, family, teachers, classmates, and maybe a coach or two. But the best things to have and the most important things to thank are your friends. We may have been together long, or we may have been together for years, but the important thing is that we did come into each other's lives, and we've been there through thick and thin, through the good and the bad. And even though we may have had fights or disagreements in the past, we're all graduating today. Leaving Emerson for the last time today, and today is the day to leave behind the school that has become a second home, and with it, the people who have become a second family. Thank you. I would now like to introduce my good friend, Michael Pelosi.
Life is like taking off into an airplane. There might be some turbulence or delayed flights, but as your journey gets longer, everything outside seems to get smaller. And as we grow, we tend to forget about those smaller things in life. But for me, Emerson is not one of those things. Because when I look back out that window and I see Emerson, I'll think of all the great teachers and many wonderful memories here. But, like all plane rides, there needs to be an end. Some of the people that have made Emerson the journey it is today are the teachers. They really make Emerson what it is, and with their enthusiasm for teaching, it's amazing, and you can really tell that they enjoy their job. Now, I could stand up here and talk for hours about each and every one of these teachers, but I'm just going to say thank you, because that's all there needs to be said. I mean, whether we realize it or not, who we are and who we will become is mostly influenced by the people around us. And from kindergarten through 8th grade, we really begin to find out who we are. But being influenced is not just because of the teachers, it's the students as well. My peers that are sitting right over there are a very gifted and great group of people. So many of them are so talented, whether it's doing an activity or just being friendly. I really wouldn't be surprised if one of them becomes president or a professional sports player or something. There's a saying, your friends are your future, and I think we all have a pretty bright future. I would also like to thank my parents for taking me to activities in school, and especially taking me to Emerson. And enough, I'd like to thank my brothers. And they really taught me how to learn in a distracting environment. I've been at Emerson since kindergarten. I've seen teachers and students come and go. And I had best friends since kindergarten, made more recent ones. I've seen so many of these graduations. I've loved my time at Emerson. So, now it's time for us to depart on our own flights. And whether we go there alone, I hope we all look back to those little things at Emerson, to where we started. Thank you. I'd like to introduce my friend Emily Spoor.
Nine years ago, I walked into my classroom on the first day of kindergarten here at Emerson. I'll be honest, I was pumped, but only for one reason. My older sister told me there was going to be a big stack of white paper and I could use as much as I wanted to color on. Kindergarten ended up turning out great. Of course, there were a few minor bumps along the way, such as the first day of full-day kindergarten, when we had lunch at school for the very first time. I walked into the lunchroom, sat down, and promptly puked. Despite that incident, I fell in love with Emerson right from the get-go. Even when I was in preschool, I still wanted to go to the school where my big sister went. I knew it was my school, and I hadn't even gone to a class yet. I just knew it was perfect. Emerson is a very special school. It's not just a school, though. It's a home. Everybody wants to support you, just as a wall supports a vine. Emerson is a wall, giving us students, the vine, something to cling to as we grow up. I'll cling to the lessons I learned at Emerson for the rest of my life. Math, reading, and writing are wonderful to know, but one of the most important things I've learned is to be flexible, and not just during the VSIT test. Life doesn't always go the way we hope. Plans change, people change. It's all part of life. A vine doesn't always grow in a perfect line after all. Jesus said, "You're off to great places, today is your day. Your mountain is waiting, so get on your way." Today is the day I leave Emerson to face the mountain that is high school, and I couldn't feel more prepared. My time at Emerson will be one of the most beneficial experiences of my life, but it wouldn't have been possible without my family. Thanks for choosing this school. I'm eternally grateful. Before I finish, I want to say my final goodbye. Emerson, thanks for being the wall to my vine. Thank you. I would now like to introduce my friend Emma Thrum.
Each year since I was in second grade, I came to the graduation assembly and thought to myself, I really want to do that when I'm in 8th grade. Each year I got inspired to say something creative. Each year I tried to think of ideas that no one had done before. And each year I always got tired of sitting on those uncomfortable bleachers. Well, here I am now giving the speech that I never dreamed would actually happen. When I look back on my years at Emerson, it seems so long ago, and I realize that my time here really has gone by fast. I started here in 1st grade, but I'm still learning things about the school every day. Emerson has been a second home to me ever since my first day here. I've made so many great friends, I've met some amazing teachers, I've discovered my strengths, and I found my passions. One of the funny things that I've personally experienced while here at Emerson is the interesting pattern that occurred. When I visited Emerson, I looked in Jill's room, and I immediately wanted to be in her class because it was so colorful. But when it was time for first grade, I got into Jennifer's class, but it was great. I really liked her class, and that was where I made some of my first best friends. Then the same thing happened in second grade. I had done her summer camp with Barb, and so of course I wanted to have Barb as my teacher, but I got Ruth. Actually, second grade was one of my favorite years in the lower school because of her. Each year I wanted a different teacher than I got, but each year I enjoyed that teacher, and I learned something from that experience. There will be many instances in the future that you will be stuck with something that you aren't happy with, but if you make the most of your time, you'll do well and enjoy yourself more. I like to think of my time at Emerson as hiking up a mountain. I've started at the very bottom, and now I'm at the top. I've discovered hardships along the way, but I've learned where to put my feet in order to keep going. Of course, now I would like to thank the people that made this good experience happen. Mom and Dad, I couldn't thank you enough for the amount of patience you gave me, paying the tuition, and driving me here every day. I'd also like to thank my grandma for helping out with the driving and always being there for me. I'd like to thank the staff for being great role models for all of us and making my time here feel extra special. Last but not least, I'd like to thank my 8th grade for being some of the best friends I could ever have and also adding to the enjoyment of my time here. Thank you. I would now like to introduce here in Wiccan.
Well, I came here 9 years ago, and today is a day I never thought would happen. I have no idea how, now I look back, I have no idea how much I would have came to love this school. When I came here, I wasn't worried about making friends, I wasn't worried about high school or college. I was just worried about if there was a snack, because I was 5 and I was really hungry. But as I look back, I really see some of my best moments and most entertaining, I don't really have a word for it, but experiences at this school. From the countless art music nights, building my stuffed memorial in second grade, to preparing the body of a fish for a Viking funeral. It smelled horrible, by the way. And has been a foundation to some of my most amazing memories. And Emerson wouldn't be the place it is without the teachers. The teachers of Emerson have been great. Every teacher I've had has been amazing, beyond perfect. But I'd like to name a few of them, like Sig, who helped me through my kindergarten year. Gillian, who introduced me to homework, which you students out there have no idea the true meaning of. I'd also like to thank Tim and Beth for helping me through the middle school, helping me find who I really am. And I really don't have enough time to put all the teachers in this school on here, but if I did, I would, for you guys are amazing. And another amazing part of Emerson was the classes and my classmates. Together, they were just amazing. My peers have been an amazing part of my life, and they've just been fun to be around. I honestly wouldn't think this school would be absolutely nothing without them. And as for my classes, I think they actually managed to make learning fun. I've never actually felt relatively pleased in doing a math class till Emerson. Well, I mean, I've been to Emerson the entire time, but I guess that's ego for you. Well, anyways, as I stand upon this precipice of the unknown, I just like to thank everybody that helped me along the way, my parents, my peers, my teachers, even Mr. Lowen, who... And though I don't get emotional very often, I really must say I am incredibly saddened to leave this school.
It is now our great honor to present the diplomas to the class of 2015. Maya Akori. Julia Ammer. Lindsay Barba. Diploma presented by Trustee Glenn Barba. Delenn Bauer. Bagat. Graham Boldman. Abigail Brewer. Elizabeth Brewer. Laura Byrne. Hazel Byers. John Byers. Royal Caswell. Diploma Trustee Elizabeth Caswell. Ben Chambers. Max Colas. Liam Kulikan. Keyshawn Cotton. Isabel Crum. Diploma presented by Trustee Michelle Crum. Justin DeGraff. Britt Downey. Sophia Ernst. Randy Joe Evans. Allison Garrett. Lily Gilman. Olivia Gottsman. Samir Hafez. Emma Hall. Thomas Halloran. Diploma presented by Trustee Kathy Halloran. Omar Hassan. Alexis Hutsek. Lucas Johnson. Ethan Kahana. William Kennedy. Orion Kleinsword. Shirdi Lakshmanan. John Lesinski. Lee. Clara Martin. Mobeen Mazlumian. Callum McCullough. Lindsay Michaels. Ava Millman. Nia Moore. Matthew Murray. Jessica Norris. Annika Olson. Michael Pelosi. Vincent Pelosi. Joseph Pinto. Diploma presented by Trustee Jen Pinto. Riley Pullman. Amelie Spoor. Trust diploma presented by Trustee Susan Torval. Thank you. Andrea Tapp. Baruch Teodris. Camden Triber. William Urquhart. Noah Weiner. Ben Whiting. Kieran Whitkin. Diploma presented by Trustee Kelly Cunningham. Justin Zhang. It is my pleasure to announce to you and introduce to you the graduating class of 2015.